Okay, I'm live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for air signs today, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And that's for sun and rising. Or if you just happen upon this video and you don't have any major air placements in your chart, there could be something in here for you. It's my intention that there is something for anyone that shows up. And also my readings are timeless. So whenever you show up is the perfect time there's something in here for you. All right, so I am doing my usual thing. Chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and then I'm going to clarify with some different decks. And this has been really fun. It makes me want to get more decks, new decks. And I have some others I could pull out. I've been contemplating it, but I've been really enjoying the ones that I have. So for now, this is what I'm doing. Okay, so to begin the reading, we got higher power in the protection position. Somewhere in your whatever's going on with you, you're getting caught up in the problems, getting caught up in the negative thinking about a situation or situations, forgetting that, first of all, you're not alone, that it might feel that way. I have a friend, an air sign, who is going through something really, really difficult in her life. And she's just getting hit left and right with curveballs. And it's crazy. And it can be really difficult when you're in a situation where you're constantly in that stress mode, on high alert. It can be really difficult to remember that there is a higher power. There is support coming to you. It may not feel like it, but it's really important to trust. And this friend of mine, when we talk, she'll say, yes, I have all these things, bam, 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 bam. But then in the next conversation, she'll say something like, oh, I talked to this person and they gave me this great idea about this thing I can do. And it's remembering that. I'll jump to the last card here. It's remembering that the universe sends the signs that we need when we need them, and to be open to them. And the middle card here, no place like home, was this? No, this was upright. This is it's about stepping into your own integrity, your own dignity. Hey, the Aries is here. Welcome. Stepping in to yourself, your most authentic self, and being the observer. I was looking at this image, and the house is suspended up in the air. So it's like not being down on the ground in all the stuff, but actually being a little above things, having that broader perspective, understanding that on a soul level, there is no duality. There's no good and bad, right and wrong. Everything just is. And one kind of idea that really makes sense to me is that our soul kind of wants us to be here to have the experiences. And so we get the full spectrum. And that's why things are not always good, because there isn't typically a lot of growth when things are always good. And it very often is when things are the most difficult that we do the most growing, and we really get some big lessons. And I feel like one of these lessons is remembering that you you are being led, whatever is being thrown at you, and it could be a lot. And from our 3D human perspective, it can feel incredibly overwhelming. But to remember that a lot of people have gone through really difficult things, and many have overcome, have gotten through it, and have been better for it, and then they have their story that then they can turn around and help others. um, so yeah, when you're in that deepest, darkest place, just try and remember to step back, to realize that it may feel awful in the moment, but you are going to get through this, and there will be what's the word, the messages, the resources, the things that show up for you when you need them. And two, with your higher power, like, I've heard many say that we have this kind of spiritual entourage, and they are there to help if we ask. But the thing is, we have free will. So if we decide, like, I'm going to take care of stuff and do whatever I think is best, then, angels, spirit guides, whoever, are like, okay, like, go do what you think is best. But if you get to a point where you're like, I don't know what's best, I'm lost, I need help, put that signal out. I have literally many times been in a place where I have called out, if there is anybody, any being, any energy, whatever, if there is anything here that can help me, please, please, please help me. I am open and I will take it. And every time, within a day or two, something works out. Something comes along that gets me to a better place. So anyway, you know, yeah, this is really tapping into yourself, into your truest, deepest knowing, your intuition, your most authentic part of yourself. That's that place that you can truly call home. That does have the bigger perspective. So, okay, let's dive in to the good tarot, see what these cards have to say. Four of Water. Ooh, I think I have this one. I feel like this is like introspection, taking the time to reflect, to dream, to consider things, allowing yourself to think about whatever situation you're in, and kind of understanding, figuring out what brought you here, and potentially what steps you can take to move on, to move out. The fours are typically about structure and stability. So figuring out what you need to bring yourself more structure and stability in your life, in your situation. Mad Soul Tarot's here. Welcome. And yeah, in water, the water is very much about emotions. So again, going within, really feeling the feelings, allowing yourself to get the downloads you need through your feelings, through tapping in. Because I think in this case particularly, your feelings are tied to getting yourself to that place of having a broader perspective. I'll pull out the book in a minute. I'll pull the other cards first. I think I have this one now. Woohoo! 8 of Water. This one has been on my mind starting last night. I've been thinking about this one. Looking at the image on it, it makes me think of the idea of like ships coming in. Your ship is coming in. And there's the treasure chest here, and this figure is wearing the jewel on its back and is facing towards the ship. The ship is coming in. But what I remember about this card is what it says in the book is understanding that there's more to life than just the physical treasures. There's so much more that maybe this ship is bringing in, kind of metaphorically bringing in some kind of bigger understanding. The ship has been out in the world, is bringing back information, news, something that that this figure doesn't have. And again, we have the water. Tapping in, again, tapping into those emotions. Allowing your emotions to guide you. 7 of Earth. I think this is about making a decision. Being at a crossroads. Contemplating where to go next. Thinking about where you've been and understanding that there's more to it. There's more to the story. Let me just get my book. I went right to it. I love it when I do that. 4 of Water. Yeah, dreaming and introspection, contemplation, trusting in the abundance of opportunities. Yes, knowing that there's so much that's available to you and will come to you when you need it. Stepping outside of where you're at and seeing that there is a bigger picture. There is something more than what you are being faced with in your 3D reality. And I feel like the abundance of opportunities, it's like, again, there's more than what's physically available to you in this moment. Let me see how correct I was with this card. Yeah, you're on a journey of discovery. Letting go and seeking a deeper meaning and greater authenticity. And I put this down on top of this card. Discovering this part of yourself that maybe you weren't that in touch with, you didn't know existed until you went through some crazy situation that has been putting you in this place of like, freaking out, high stress. And again, by tapping in, it's your direct connection to your higher power, which is what brings in all the good things. Oh, and this is also being, it says beyond superficiality. So again, it's more so much more than just the fancy car, the nice clothes, the nice house, whatever. It's the point of living, of being here um, is soul growth. Most importantly, above everything else. And let me just check 7 Earth, make sure I was correct on that one. Opening to a new strategy, but yes, a decision to be made in crossroads. Being open to a new strategy and how you're dealing with anything that you're presented with, which is remembering that you have lessons to learn. You are definitely going to get something out of this situation, and that universe has your back. No matter how things look, universe has your back. In fact, my phone sends me these great messages. My phone says, you are loved no matter how you feel. So, yes, always, always. Okay. So I'm going to dive into the Osho Zen Tarot. Inner voice. Yep. Tapping in. This is your authentic self. And this figure, there's the face on its body. I feel like this is when you tap into your authenticity, that's your direct connection to your higher power. We are creations of the creator. We are a part of it. And that's what allows us to open to all the messages coming in. Yes. Okay. Healing. Yeah. This time of introspection. Dreaming and introspection and going within. It's allowing yourself the time to heal. To open your heart. It's all every part of you is it's getting you into balance, bringing you back online in a whole new way. Rebooting, healing from thinking that, oh my God, cats. Yeah, from the things that you thought were so important before, and understanding that there's so much more. Stop it. Suppression. Healing from the suppression. This is such an interesting image for a couple of reasons. Because the figure looks as if it's being weighed down by this, what looks like a window. But in fact, I think if this figure got up and walked away, the window wouldn't fall. And also the ropes are really loose. And so it's the suppression. Suppression is pushing it down, holding it back. When what's being called for is to allow the emotions, go inside and feel the feelings, get in touch with where you're suppressing parts of yourself, parts of what needs, the part that needs to flow, that needs to come to the surface. It's doing that shadow work. And when you do, and you realize you can step out from underneath this, realizing it's not a burden at all. There's nothing actually weighing you down, but you're perception of what's holding you down. Then you can actually go through the window and shake off those ropes and, be free. So, okay. I'm going to my numerology deck. I haven't even been paying attention to the numbers. The numbers didn't really show up in any particular way yesterday for fire signs. So far, yeah, no particular number thing is popping out at me. Music. Yeah, maybe music is very important to you and is going to help you tap in to that part of yourself. Listening to something that's healing, that lifts your spirit, that puts you in a good place. Tapping into I feel like we all have, it makes me think of, there's a Family Guy episode where Peter has, I forget how it goes, but he ends up with a theme song that plays as he's going about his day. And I feel like we all have our personal theme song, and there can be different ones. There can be the one where it's the song of our soul, of our true, most authentic part of ourselves. And then there can be the one that is connected to how we show up in the world. And they oftentimes don't, the song that plays as we're out in the world doesn't line up with who we actually are. The Aries says, music is absolutely vital to me. It's a big part of my magic. Yes, I think that's true for a lot of us. I know some people who are like, I don't know, music, whatever. And I don't get those. Sometimes silence, there can be music in the silence. Interesting take on theme songs. I have a few myself. Yeah, and there isn't just one. We have a different theme song depending on our mood and the place we are in our life. Our theme songs change as we go. So anyway, yeah. What else? Surrender. 91. Surrendering to your higher power. Surrendering to the understanding that there is something bigger going on. Allowing yourself to be the observer, to step out of being in it if you can. Surrender to the healing, to the inner voice. Again, tapping in to you, which is your higher power. And physical activity. Yeah, this is so important. Moving the body actually physically helps to clear the mind. Getting outside if you can and breathing good fresh air. But yeah, like sitting a lot, we're not meant to be sedentary. Our bodies are made to move. So the more you can do that, the more you get things flowing, very literally. And the more oxygen you get in your brain, the more you can move out the toxins in your lymphatic system, the more you get the blood circulating, which is tied to the oxygen thing. Like it's all, yeah, whatever you can do, get up and move your body. Yeah, numbers are still not really popping out. No numbers this time. That's okay. I still need to learn them anyway. Okay, so I'm going to do the cherry on top. with the Oracle of E. Heartbeat. I chose this one for you guys last time. This is, I can't even remember what the book says, but it speaks to me of, like I was just saying, like the moving your body, the physical activity gets your heart beating. It's good for you. It helps the blood, helps yourself get oxygenated, which helps you think better, which helps, you feel better. It's all connected. And again, knowing that just being in touch with the fact that you're alive. You are here for a reason. Your heart is beating because you are meant to be here. You are meant to get the messages that help your soul grow. There's no one on this planet like you. And that makes you so awesome. Darth Vader's theme song is playing. That's Soltero. That's awesome. Yeah, totally. The Imperial March. Dun, 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 dun. It's a pretty great song. John Williams. Brilliant, brilliant man. Okay. From scratch. Yeah, I feel like this is, you're having to make a decision. You're at a crossroads. You're having to consider a new direction. And you're going to be starting from scratch, shaking off these ropes, the self-inflicted yuck that's been holding you back, holding you down. It requires, like, when you step through this window, it's like, it's a whole new you having to start from the beginning. But what an exciting journey. I'll just pick the other one and then I'll read. Why not? The F word. I think this came up for fire signs yesterday. The F word happens to be forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, forgiving life, forgiving your higher power. So many people, when they're faced with intense struggles, and yeah, life can be so difficult. That's kind of the point, unfortunately. To our 3D selves, it sucks so bad. But it's understanding, again, that there is a reason why things happen. There is something that's going to come down the pipeline at some point, and it may not always be in this life. It may be that, we pass on and then we go, oh, now I get the lesson. Now I see. And, if you believe in that kind of thing, you go on to another life and take what you learned. Or maybe you don't go on to another life. Maybe you get, you finally get the point. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is forgiving what seems, whatever, a lot of people can be like, I hate God. I hate anything because how could they, he, them, whatever this energy is, allow this thing to happen, that bad things happen to good people and my life sucks and all these things keep happening and beating me down and completely forsaking, any faith that you might have in a higher power. And it's remembering that even though we're feeling something in the moment, it's gonna bring something positive. Always. I firmly stand by this. Don't always know in the moment. We don't always know. It can take years sometimes, but there's always a point we can get to where we We see the bigger picture. We see the lesson. We can then take that and move positively forward on our journey, often to help others. So, I don't know. I think I'm just not even going to bother reading those. I think it's fine. Um, especially because I am at time. So, yeah, big transformative change. Lots of people are going through this kind of thing. But you're going to get through it. You know, you have survived 100% of your worst days. This too shall pass. Just posted that on my Instagram page or account or whatever. So hang in there. You have support. Just ask. And get good at hearing the answer, seeing the answer, whatever those messages are. So, all right. I wish you very well on this journey. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and night and tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.